is a very specific kind of loneliness, a cold and terrifying type of isolation, that only those who live with a female narcissist truly understand. It's the loneliness of looking at a person who the entire world applauds, who the neighbors love, who co-workers idolize, and knowing, with every cell in your body, that it's all a lie. You see the smile she puts on for guests. You hear the sweet, welcoming, almost motherly tone of voice she uses on the phone. You watch how effortlessly she charms strangers in the grocery store line, or how she becomes the life of the party, radiating charisma, competence, and a seemingly infinite amount of empathy. But you know what happens when the front door closes. You know the ice-cold stare that replaces the smile the second the audience disappears. You know the silent treatment, the surgical criticisms disguised as advice, the veiled competition. The female narcissist's greatest weapon isn't overt aggression, it's charm. It's the ability to build a reputation so spotless that anyone who dares to point out a flaw in her will automatically look like the crazy one, the ungrateful one, the jealous one. And that is exactly where you've been. Living, trapped in this cognitive dissonance, questioning your own sanity, because the reality you live doesn't match the reality the world sees. In this video, we are going to break down this dynamic. We're going to pull off that perfect woman mask and understand the psychological engineering behind this dangerous charm. We'll show why she is so toxic on the inside, and most importantly, why you aren't crazy for seeing what no one else does. My name is Lauren Mitchell. My purpose with this channel is to show you that the problem was never you, and more importantly, that you are not alone. The great danger of the female narcissist lies in the fact that her abuse is designed to be deniable. Unlike the classic male narcissist stereotype, who is often grandiose, arrogant, and openly dominant, the female narcissist frequently operates within the shadows of social expectations. Society expects women to be caregivers, kind, and relational. The narcissist knows this and uses that script as camouflage. Maybe you're dealing with a mother everyone calls a saint, who did everything for her kids, but who, behind the scenes, charges you for every drop of milk with unpayable emotional interest. Or maybe it's a friend who seems to root for your success, but who mysteriously always has a tragic story or a crisis on the exact day of your biggest achievement, shifting the spotlight back to her. Or a boss who preaches female empowerment on social media, but subtly sabotages the competent women on her team. For you, the victim, the experience is one of paralyzing confusion. When she attacks you, it's rarely with a scream. It's with a sigh of disappointment. It's with a sentence that starts with, "I'm only saying this for your own good." It's with an accidental oversight, forgetting to invite you to something important. The outside world constantly validates her mask. You hear things like, "Wow, your mother is wonderful," or "Your friend is so much fun." Every compliment she receives from others acts like a nail in the coffin of your self-confidence. You start to think, if everyone likes her, I must be the problem. I must be difficult. I must be ungrateful. This is the battlefield. You aren't just fighting her. You're fighting the public image she has meticulously constructed. And it's an unfair fight, because she has spent her entire life polishing this armor of charm, while you are busy just trying to survive the toxicity leaking from within. To understand how this dynamic works, we need to uncover the first psychological pillar, the use of kindness as a power tool. Many female narcissists fit the profile of communal narcissism. The communal narcissist doesn't seek supply, attention, and validation by saying, "I'm the richest," or "I'm the strongest." They seek supply by saying, "I'm the kindest," "I'm the most helpful," "I'm the most selfless." The female narcissist understands that the most valuable social currency for women is care and virtue. So she performs that virtue. She's the first to volunteer at school, the one who organizes the family parties, the one who sacrifices herself for everyone. But unlike genuine kindness, which is quiet and expects nothing in return, the narcissist's kindness is an aggressive business transaction. Every favor she does is a debt she records in a mental ledger. She doesn't make dinner to nourish the family. She does it so she can say during a fight 3 months later, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me?" Her kindness is a trap. She gives you things you didn't ask for to demand things from you that you don't want to give. This outward charm serves 2 purposes. First, it guarantees narcissistic supply, the praise, the public adoration. Second, and more sinister, It creates an impenetrable shield against any attempt you make to set boundaries. How dare you say no to someone who does so much for everyone? How dare you complain about someone so sweet? She hijacks the concept of kindness and turns it into a weapon of submission. If you try to pull away, she cries. She becomes the instant victim. I only wanted to help, she says, her voice breaking, making you feel like a monster for rejecting her love. But you know, deep down, that it wasn't love. It was control wrapped in gift paper. While the male narcissist often uses direct physical, financial, or verbal aggression, the female narcissist is the master of relational aggression. This is the second pillar, and it's where the internal toxicity manifests in its most lethal form. Relational aggression is the art of destroying someone's social fabric without leaving visible marks. The goal isn't to hurt your body, it's to destroy your soul and your reputation. She operates through exclusion, strategic gossip, triangulation, and the silent treatment. Think of concern trolling or worried gossip. She won't go to others and say she hates you. She'll say, I'm so worried about your name. She's been so unstable lately. Have you noticed she's drinking a bit too much? I try to help, but she just won't listen. In a single sentence, she managed to 1. Pose as the good, concerned friend, mother. 2. Plant the seed of doubt about your sanity and stability in the minds of others. 3. Absolve herself of guilt if you react in anger. After all, she was just concerned. She is an expert at triangulation. She will create rivalries where none exist. If she's a mother, she'll pit one sibling against the other, telling different versions of the same story to each, ensuring she remains the only source of truth. If she's a friend, she'll tell you. What so-and-so said about you, often distorting or inventing it, to ensure you isolate yourself and depend emotionally only on her. This toxicity is subtle. It's a look of contempt that lasts half a second, too fast for you to prove, but long enough for you to feel the blow. It's the compliment that carries an insult. Wow, you're so brave to wear that dress. I could never have that kind of self-confidence with that body type. She destroys you in the details. She knows exactly where your insecurities are, because in the beginning, she used her charm to get you to open up. She collected your secrets not to comfort you, but to stockpile ammunition. And now, she uses that ammunition surgically, in moments when no one else is watching, to destabilize you emotionally. When you explode in frustration, she calmly looks around and says, See, I told you she was unstable. We've now reached the core of the issue. What motivates this discrepancy between the outward charm and the internal toxicity? Why does she need to put you down? The answer lies in the third pillar, pathological envy and competition. Many victims assume the narcissist attacks them because they did something wrong. The truth is exactly the opposite. The female narcissist attacks you because you have something she wants but feels she lacks internally. It could be your youth, in the case of narcissistic mothers with daughters, your beauty, your professional success, your genuine empathy, or simply your ability to be happy and lighthearted. Narcissism is, at its core, a black hole of shame and emptiness. The narcissist built this charming external persona to hide the fact that, on the inside, she hates herself. When she sees you shine authentically, it is an offense to her. Your light shines on her shadows. Your success reminds her of her internal failure. To the female narcissist, life is a zero-sum game. For her to win, you have to lose. If you are beautiful, she feels ugly. If you are loved, she feels rejected. She cannot establish a genuine connection with other women because she views them fundamentally as rivals. Even her own daughter isn't seen as an individual to be nurtured, but as an extension of herself who must serve her, or as a competitor who must be pruned if she grows too much. Her internal toxicity is, in reality, a projection. Everything she accuses you of, being selfish, mean, envious, unstable, is a confession. She projects onto you the emotional trash she can't carry. She needs you to be the villain of the story, so that her narrative of the virtuous, suffering woman can hold up. She needs to provoke you until you react so she can point her finger and say, "There is the proof that I am the victim." Understanding this changes everything. You spent years trying to fix the relationship, trying to be good enough so that the charming version of her, the one the world sees, would finally be directed at you behind closed doors. You thought, if you just explained it better, if you just tried harder, the mask would fall and love would emerge. The painful but liberating turning point is realizing that the charming version is the mask. The toxic, envious, and punitive version you know behind the scenes is the reality. There is no loving mother friend hidden underneath waiting to be rescued. The charm is just the hunting tool. You don't need to convince the world that she is toxic. Trying to unmask a female narcissist publicly is often a trap because she has spent years building her army of enablers. What you need to do is validate your own perception. You are not crazy. The coldness you felt was real. The jabs were intentional. The sabotage was planned. The fact that she is charming to the doorman or generous to the neighbor doesn't negate the abuse she committed against you. On the contrary, it makes the abuse more perverse, as it was calculated to isolate you in your pain. Stop waiting for her to become the person she pretends to be. Start believing in the person she showed you she was when no one was looking. Your freedom begins when you stop buying into her performance and start trusting your own experience. Her charm may fool the world, but it doesn't have to fool you anymore. Feel free to leave your story, your thoughts, or even a suggestion for the next video in the comments below. Access the link in the description to check out my ebook and the benefits of being a member of this channel. Click on the suggested video on the screen to stay with me, and remember, you are light. Never forget to shine.